Hello and welcome again. This will be a pick-a-pile reading. As you can see, I'm not at home at the moment, so apologies for any background noises. Hopefully the sound is better quality now, so bear with me. This will be a pick-a-pile reading for the full moon. I've showed you at the start of the video the three card piles, so whichever card pile you are drawn to most, can go down to the timestamps and jump ahead to whichever pile you are most attracted to, and that should be your reading. So the full moon's coming up on November 30th, and so we're going to start with pile number 1, which is under the beautiful rose quartz. So we'll move the other piles aside, and we're going to start with pile number 1, your reading. Okay, so the first card we got for you was the Hierophant. Okay, so let's have a look if I can give you that. Okay, so I'm getting this is a real time of contemplation for you. This is a time to pull back and be careful with, they're saying, with what you say to others. So sort of make sure that you're taking your time before you respond to messages or offers. Make sure you have a clear head. Make sure you're not jumping in before you're expecting. Don't just jump at the first offer, because they're saying there's going to be a lot of offers. This is a Sagittarius season, so this is a lot of excitement. There's a lot of movement. This is very different from what we've experienced through pretty much the whole of the year. There's a sort of a feeling of optimism and excitement, a feeling like we need to get out and get moving, but they're sort of saying hold back, be careful with the words and the language you choose. This can affect a lot of people and a lot of movement around you, so just be a little bit careful of what you say yes and no to. You've been working on your issues and your who you have around you and who you don't have around you, so don't take that back. Just because something sounds like a good offer, it might not be as great as it seems, so you choose your situations wisely. And I feel there is a lot of movement coming, so make sure that you are prepared because it'll be an exciting season, so that's really great. Okay, this is my Alice deck that they've asked me to pull. This says, shine bright like a candle, you'll make it through this. So I'm also feeling that they're giving me that there have been situations and people that you've had to pull away from. So this sort of is along the lines of choose your words carefully and your situations carefully, because you don't want to put yourself back in the circle of friends and or even family that you were in, to reconnect or re-trigger all your lessons that you've already been through, and you don't want to have to re-clear all that work you've done on yourself. You're very light and bright at the moment, and you're going into this new season, and a lot of people are seeing that, and a lot of people will want to be around that energy, and not necessarily for the right reasons. So you want to make sure that you're getting the people around you that are for your best interest, not just because you are bright and shiny and happy at the moment and you're doing so well. So you've worked on yourself. Make sure that it's because you're staying clear and you're staying, true to yourself and true to your values. And you've been picking up on what is valuable and who is not of value. So just make sure that you remain true to that and take your time to consider, who you want in your circle and who you don't. And even if it sounds fun, it might not be fun in the long run if you have to work through a lot of issues at the end of it. Okay. It says, I measure my success by how much fun I am having. So I feel like there's been a lot of unfun moments, shall we say, at the leading up to this situation, and you're feeling that spurt of energy again that you I feel like hasn't been a lot of this year, that you've felt quite like you've had to keep one foot in front of the other, and finally you're feeling like, I'm going to get forward and I'm going to actually do things that please me, and I'm actually going to feel enjoyment finally, and entertainment and excitement again, and I feel like your energy is building, and is building. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to try that again. We've had some drilling either next door or on the roof, so that was exciting. So we're just going to keep going. Anyway, time to have fun. And it is coming, and it's coming with a vengeance, and it feels like you've missed out a lot, and it feels like that excitement is finally coming, and the enjoyment that you sort of tried to have throughout the year but you just couldn't get that real joy back, it feels like it's coming. Those magical colours and things where you're just like, oh, okay, I can feel the magic again, I can feel that sparkle and that joy back in life, and that is that's the energy coming through with the Sagittarius season. I feel with this full moon coming in for you, it's actually clearing away all those old past sort of debts and all that, all the things you've worked through, and all that sort of leftover, the remnants of all the leftover people that were hanging on to you. I feel like they're getting cleared out and moved out of the way, and this is like a fresh start, and you're feeling the energy building, so you're tending to jump forward into things. So they're just saying, don't jump in. I'm feeling, they're saying a lot of you tend to just jump, and that's a bit of the Sagittarius in everybody. It's just like, oh, let's just go for it, and then they're saying just, oh, the drilling. Apologies, I think it might be starting again, so we'll have to stop again if it starts. All right, so with our tarot deck, that's where we've pulled for you. Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Hermit, we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got, wow, the Hierophant again. So clearly very important lessons and things. Just it's a feeling of, you've been working on yourself, and you're really bringing that time, and it is saying that you've been sort of supporting yourself in this time. You've really sort of pulled back from a lot of people, and really chosen to walk your own path. Whereas I feel like before that, they're saying that you were walking other people's paths. You were saying a lot of yeses when you were saying you should have been saying no's, and instead of trusting yourself, you were trusting others. And in this reading, they're just saying, this full moon is a time of you've been transforming that and feeling that, no, your intuition's been kicking in, and they're even saying a lot of you have been, they're saying tripping over things, stubbing your toes, things where it's just like, pay attention. I'm getting cupboard doors that you've just not paid attention, and it's just like, it's just the universe saying, can you please wake up? And you've got your own direction you've been given, and you don't need to take other people's direction, because you're perfectly capable of knowing what you want and what you need, and even giving that advice to others. So please don't be influenced by that. And I feel like this is the turnaround, and this is the time where you've finally sort of taken that strength and gone, yeah, you know what, you're right, I am, I've sort of centered myself, and I'm going to take that step forward now and say, okay, I am, this was, it says, I trust I'm always safe and protected. And that's it. You know that your choices are good. You know that your intuition is good. When you just rely on that without any of the outside influences or the nagging or the pressure of other people's energy, when you just step back into your own space. And I think a lot of you have felt that you either needed to, some of you haven't done this, and still need to, but building up to the full moon, I feel like you are going to take this time out just to step back into your energy and say, yeah, all those things that have been sort of sort of twitching me on the back of the ear, they're saying, and I'm feeling hot ears. If any of you have got some hot ears, they're saying, people have been trying to give you messages, and it's really important that you listen to them, because they want you to listen to yourself, because they're your own messages to clear your own path and to get the people out of your way that haven't been there, that they want you on their path and not your own path. And the Hierophant, and this is, I'd say, one of my favourite cards of this deck. I hope you can see it. Again, the Hierophant, it's about learning about yourself and really just, taking your own judgment and not listening to others, and about listening to your heart speak. And I'm getting a lot around your heart chakra, and really cleansing your heart chakra. So there's a lot of people that have been damaged by love, that perhaps haven't been able to clear that emotional connections, and it's really important that this is the time to do that, leading up into the full moon, and some manifestations about that I'm releasing those, and we have these lessons because we need them, but once we've learned them, we don't want to learn them again, so we want to release them. And that's what they're saying, that you've learned this lesson and you've learned it long enough. We don't want to keep tripping over the edges of beds and opening cupboards into ourselves. So just, they just want you to say, pay attention, take time out for yourself, listen to your intuition, and then clear whatever you don't want and manifest something wonderful, because feel that Sagittarian energy, and all the Ophiuchus energy, which is very similar, which is that adventure and that spirit of moving forward and seeking new things. And it's just about listening to yourself and exactly what you want. And it's not selfish, it's just about taking back who you are and finding yourself. So anyway, that would be card, or the pile 1. So I hope that was helpful to you all, and please enjoy your November full moon, and hopefully I'll see you again. And if you liked this, please subscribe and like and share as much as you can. It will be very helpful to me. So hello and welcome. This is for the people who chose the pile 2, the cards in pile 2. That was with the crystal quartz. So let's see what cards you pulled today and what messages we have for you. And remember, if you can, please like and subscribe and share as much as you like, because that would be very helpful. So let's start. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. There we go. Beautiful. Nice, strong, powerful card. They're giving me a sense of timing. They're saying that you're actually feeling quite strong and quite powerful where you are at the moment. I feel like you've stepped into a personal sense of placement in your line of work, and where you're actually sitting within your own universe, where you perhaps sort of have been building towards something. I feel like your career's moving forward, that you've chosen what you want to do, and you're just, flying towards it. Things have actually been moving forward, that you're actually progressing, and you're just feeling really positive towards it. You're actually feeling really quite strong. I feel healthy. I feel a new energy coming through. I feel like there wasn't a lot of energy. I feel like it was a bit of a drain to start with, and now I feel like the energy is building. So this would coincide with the full moon and everything being sort of reshifted and sort of shunted around. We've been building up to this the past couple of months, and I feel like you've been working really hard, and this is due to hard work and your own strengths. I feel like you're a really strong person within sort of your family and your friends dynamic as well. You've been sort of leading the way, leading the charge, and this is just showing me that you're doing the right things, you're moving forward, and this is a really positive sign. So for the full moon, you're just sort of like heading forward and sort of not looking back, and this is really great. So we're going to have a look at which card you've got. nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messengers. Okay, so this is my Alice deck. So what I'm getting here is perhaps a little bit lacking, they're saying, in you've been working really hard, and I feel like a lot of focus has been on business, family, getting things right, planning, and I feel like you've planned yourself up to next year and into next year, and you need to plan breaks. They're saying you need to plan nature, you need to plan like surfing breaks. They're saying you need to plan something with, you know, moving water. They're saying, you know, jungles or whatever you can do to get out in nature, in like, even if it's freezing where you are, if you can get outside and just even take pictures of snow on branches, whatever you can do just to reconnect with nature and actually focus on it, instead of focusing your mind on everything else, because I feel this charge in your head is just like this powerful charge has sort of ignited, and you finally sort of seen the end of this very long road you've been traveling, and it's just like, okay, right, it's all getting placed into placement is coming through. Finally this hard work's connecting, you know, this is all happening and I can get this done, and I feel really positive and motivated. But they're saying you're wearing yourself out and you're not going to, you need to find a little bit more balance and, you know, stepping out and making sure that it's sort of like in a natural sense rather than sitting inside or even just reading a book. You really need to take your mind out and sort of like breathe some air and, you know, have some sunshine on your skin, just really feel some air and movement around. It's really important. I'm getting air past my face. I'm getting, yeah, it's just really important that you reconnect with the elements, because I feel like you're sort of locked in the situation where you are, and it sort of traps your mind a little bit. So it's like you need to work out that energy and work it out by physically moving, but in the elements where it sort of like you can't not pay attention, and they want you to pay attention to everything around you, every sort of butterfly that goes past, every little toad or little thing crawling on the rock. They don't want you to miss those moments, and that's what they're afraid you might be doing, is just missing the little moments. So they want you to, that's the message for that, is just don't miss the little moments, and by doing that you'll appreciate when the time comes when everything's going to be so exciting, because you'll have been balanced and you won't be so tired by the time you get there. By spreading love energy, I attract more love. So, you know, this is about getting out there and, you know, making sure that you're not so busy concentrating on what you're meant to be doing, but actually, you know, who's around you and who wants to be around you, and, you know, sharing that love and that communication. They're sharing with me that some of you forget to communicate at times, perhaps not the best communicators. So they just say, you know, you need to allocate time. You need to allocate special moments and things to show the people around you that you're thinking about them. Even if you just smile in the morning and a little kiss on the cheek, but make sure that those people know how special that you think they are. Because even though you might be feeling it, it doesn't necessarily mean they're feeling it. So they're just saying, make sure that in this surge forward that you don't leave anyone behind, and make sure that they feel the happiness and energy that you're feeling. So just make sure you stay connected. So let's see what the next pile is. Okay, so we've got the Emperor. Oh, so that's wonderful. And the Star, my favourite card. And we've got the Page of Pentacles. So some really great, absolutely wonderful cards coming up for you. Now, this is just showing me what they've been telling me before, that you've made some really important choices and feel quite enlivened by them, and they're working for you. But I also feel like there's some of you that have, you know, chosen, you know, to open yourself up to a little bit of love and romance, and that's finally connecting for you. You're finally like, okay, yep, this is the time. I feel like you finally turned on your light. It's like a light switch that you've gone, yep, that's it. Ready now. I think I've had enough, where I was just like, yep, okay, I'm ready. I feel like you're finally putting yourself out there. I feel like the person and the energies that you are looking for are the ones that are a more spiritual connection. There'll be someone that is sort of more gentle. I'm even getting either a water-based sign or someone who works around water. Yep, I'm getting a water connection. So I'm not sure what this is about, but just very gentle, very soothing, very calm. I feel like you're a very motivated sort of go-getter, someone who has sort of maybe a little bit more of an extrovert kind of a personality, whereas this person's going to be someone that draws your attention, but not for the same reasons, where they're sort of more a light in the corner, where perhaps not as you might need to go a little bit slower with them because they're a little bit more of an introvert. So, you know, be gentle, but I feel like more of a spiritual connection, more of an energy connection than you had before, and not as outgoing as you, but still has this amazing love of life and has amazing stories, but they're not as ready to open up. So that's for any singles out there listening. There's also, they're telling me there's some romance coming with, and even if you're in a, you know, a very committed relationship, you've been with someone for a while, there might actually even be some stronger connections being made over Christmas time is what they're giving me. Some people really want to show their love and affection over Christmas, be it a marriage proposal or I think we should live together, or I think, you know, where they're actually showing their commitment and showing their, you know, their romantic side. And it's a real sort of step forward and out of their comfort zone, but they really want to do that for you because they feel you're so special to them. What else have we got? I feel like this person helps you connecting to something that is a different side of you, a softer side, somewhere that you haven't really gone before, somewhere you haven't explored before, and makes you think of things that you wouldn't necessarily have gone there before, or even, you know, places you might have visited or thought you might have enjoyed, and then you realise with this person you really do love that, and you love the experiences with them, and you love this adventure with them. And this season is going into Sagittarius, and we've got the full moon, which is sort of clearing everything else out. And I feel like when this clears out, we're just going to be, you know, I feel ready for adventure and partnerships and reconnecting, and, you know, there's just some beautiful times. So if you've picked pile 2, I think you're ready for some love and some great connections. So don't work too hard, because, you know, you've got other things happening, and I hope you have a great November. It looks like you will. So thank you again for joining me, and please like and subscribe if you can. That'd be awesome. That really helps me out, and I hope to see you again. Have a great full moon, and hope to see you again. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the reading for pile 3. So if you've chosen pile 3, this reading is for you. So this will be our full moon reading for November 30th. So let's see what first card we got. Lovely, this is the sun. So any Leos out there, this will be one of your cards. The sun or the strength card is often representing a Leo or a Leo energy. I do sometimes read these cards very differently to others. I just get what the guides are giving me. Okay, so for your reading, I'm getting the overall feeling of your reading is a about reaching for the stars. I feel like there's some big dreams and big dreamers out there, some big manifestors out there as well. People have been really putting themselves out there, following their dreams, trying to change this energy around. A lot of you have been moving the energy from a real negative to a really positive one, following and really finding that creative spirit and that creative energy within yourself. There appears to be ones that have, had to turn a lot of things around, where the world was turned upside down and they had to find a new way, and you've done that, and it feels like you're soaring, and you're really just uplifted at the moment, and this real feeling of momentum is building. So I'm getting, with the Sagittarius and the full moon, are just things where you're just, this is just going to spark more joy and more flight of mind, and I feel like you're getting more and more messages and more creative inspiration as you go through. So I mean, it's a great time and it's a great message. So let's see what the next card I get is. Mortality. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, yours to live. And I feel like this is from my Alice deck, and I feel like that's what they're saying. I feel like a lot of you were in a really, dark place, and you really had to pull yourself out. And you have. I feel like a lot of you have gone through traumas, and even I'm getting a lot of illness, and I feel like a depression and sickness and things where you've actually really had to work on yourself and struggled to get yourself to a place where you're not only just, existing, but now you're actually happy and you've found a purpose. And I feel like you've found your purpose, and it's linked in with your heart and your soul purpose, and I feel you connecting with that you've made that connection of what, shedding the things that just don't work for you, and realizing that certain situation and even work situations, they just don't work, and just saying, okay, I need to take a time off, I need to take a break, and this is what works for me and this is what doesn't. I feel like a lot of you have made that really hard choice, and the strength behind taking that choice and like moving it forward and just saying, you know what, nope, I'm going to do it and I'm going to make a move, and just, finding the light in things. And I feel like that's it. You found the joy within yourself again, and I feel like you have a lot of joy. And I feel like when you were young, you did have this bright spark, and you could just, energize a room, because you were just like, oh, that's fun and that's enjoyable, and you just found enjoyment and fun, and you were just carefree in anything you did. So it was sort of like you've just got that childish, that childlike nature, not childish, but where you can find the joy in the beautiful little tiny things in life, and you're noticing them, and that's increased your intuition, and it's increased your knowledge of what you're asking for. So I feel like a lot of you are asking for certain things, and you've been given messages, and you're picking up on these messages because you're paying attention, and you weren't paying attention to a lot of things before because you were in such a dark sort of place, and now that you're in such a light place, sorry, I am away, and there are a lot of other people here, and they're making noises. We had drilling before, so if there are background noises, I'm very sorry. I will stop if it gets too loud, but we'll move on to the next point. And we've got, I welcome abundance and will pay attention to the guidance I receive. And that's what we were just talking about, that you are paying attention, and remember to pay yourself as well. If you're putting out a service, or if you are giving away something, it's a value, and you need to value it as you value yourself. And I feel like self-value is very important to the people I'm talking to, that perhaps self-value was something that wasn't had by a lot of you in the past, and that you're just finding it now. And it's really important to keep that momentum moving forward, that you keep that going. So make sure if you're giving a service to get paid correctly, and it's really important, this message. I feel like abundance is coming, and it's very exciting. And so I'm really pleased for you all, because you deserve it, because you've worked on yourself and you've really picked yourself up. And it's just a really joyful time. And yeah, so with this full moon, just make sure you're manifesting all the positive things, and write your notes down, and burn away any notes and things that you don't want, and release those triggers, and then manifest all that wonderful things that you've been dreaming of. And I feel like you've been having some big dreams of late, and you can never dream small, dream big. So let's see what the tarot cards have for you. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and the Magician. So let me just show you these. Oh, sorry, I'm holding those very awkwardly. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people would put a lot of pressure on you, and not just that, I feel like you put a lot of pressure on yourself more than anything else. But you felt like you should be doing certain things and looking a certain way. This was a very important stage for you to get over, and I feel like you have, and that's what you've been really working on, by finding out what you wanted to do and wanted to be, and just letting go of all the beliefs that you have to do things by a certain time, or look a certain way, be with a certain person. Just accepting that you need to make yourself happy before you can make anybody around you happy. And I feel like that is what's coming. And I feel like now, for a lot of you, there's new love coming, because it's finally like you found yourself. And that's so important, because it's like you found the love for yourself. So now that they are able to find you, the true love, the ones that aren't going to take advantage of your kindness, and the people that aren't going to wear you down and ask for things and expect things without reciprocation. So this is beautiful. And so yeah, for those of you who are single, and even those that are in relationships, I feel like your partners are seeing you for, I feel like now that you've picked yourself up, they see you as the light and the things that they were attracted to. And so they want to give you more, because they see that spark, and they see that love, and they want to be around you more. So you might even go, oh, what on earth, what's gotten into them? And it is also Sagittarius season, so impromptu things and impromptu outings, like, let's just go and do this, and we haven't had fun for a while, let's go do something fun. So that's that coming. So I'm getting the feeling that if anything that was holding you back, it was just yourself and your self-esteem. And I feel like this is the confidence time to go, you know what, it scares me, but I'm going to put myself forward. And I feel like you're doing that, and I feel like, but you can't stop. So what the message is please don't stop. Please keep going forward, and, keep manifesting. And that's what the Magician's all about. They're saying, you can manifest anything if you truly just believe, and just keep asking for it and keep working towards it. I mean, you can't just sit in your house and just go, oh, I want that. You still have to work towards and put yourself in a position where that will come through. So they're saying, don't hold yourself back. If, don't undervalue yourself. You're doing great. Just keep pushing forward. Keep pushing past those fears. Keep pushing past your insecurities, which for a long time, there was, you have them built up for a reason. But this full moon and some drilling is about clearing those out and saying, okay, I've had these, but I've learnt from these, and I've learnt from my insecurities that, all they do is hold me back. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't do anything but hurt me. So I'm just going to, fight my fears, go forward, and often you'll find that, you know, your fears aren't as bad as you think if you just push forward and keep going. And, you know, I just see, you know, wonderful abundance coming to you and light and love. So, you know, hold on to that beautiful childlike spirit and that energy, and, you know, enjoy Christmas coming up. But, you know, make sure you manifest everything you want in this full moon. Enjoy, and really that's what's coming up for you in this full moon in November. So please enjoy, and I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe. That would be really helpful to me, and I'd just really be grateful. And thank you just so much for watching. It was really great. So thank you, and I hope to see you again next time, and have a lovely